Hello, my name is Cameron, but I'm very sure most of you know me as my username on most platforms, Camzify. And before I formally start this whole video, I just want to point out the topics that I will be discussing, such as slurs, fat phobia, eating disorders, anorexia, death threats, rape, self-harm, implied transphobia, and more topics as such. I assume that many of you know the GetYouTuber Duckling, otherwise known as Duck or Bebek. Me, personally, I used to be one of his friends dating back in at least September. I was friends with Duck for 5 to 6 months. This friendship ended in the near end of February. Since then, we have not contacted each other at all. But some random day, during I think April was when I just happened to stumble across Duck, mocking my explanation to him during our fallout or drama in late February. I will be discussing the drama later on. This clearly made me upset, since I have told him that embarrassing me in public makes me uncomfortable during the days we were still friends, although it is a little on me since he most likely forgot about it. The censored thingy is someone who I do not want to get involved in this drama. Before I talk more about Duck's actions, I will be taking accountability for mine first, as in what I did after he did this. Yes, I did also mock Duck's messages with a friend, this friend being why Duck lost trust in me-ish. And I have apologized for this and swore to not do this again. Anyway, back on track. Maybe a week after this, Duck requested to be in a GC with me to discuss the tensions between us. In this group chat, others were added. Here, we were supposed to apologize to each other and Duck was supposed to explain why the drama started. And I feel the need to point out that Duck did not explain his side to me himself. His friend did. His friend also apologized for his behalf, which I think is unreasonable because he was the one that asked for a GC. I also want to point out that Duck never formally apologized himself to me. I apologized to him numerous times. This did not reciprocate. He only explained his feelings during the drama and answered to my question if we could be neutral and let the drama die down. This he decal. Along with the GC's purpose for explaining and apologizing, I asked for them to stop quoting, referencing my explanation, apology. This was also an attempt to remind Duck to apologize to me. He never did. Keep at me asking to stop referencing my explanation in mind. Now let me explain the drama. In the near end of January, I met someone who we'll call Card. Card was friends with someone Duck previously had drama with, and Card met Duck during the drama, at least from what I remember. Card was then speculated to be a spy because of who he was friends with. Card was then banned from Duck's server. And I want to bring up that Card did not want to be included in drama. Card had this in his bio. And since because Card explained to me his side as well, I took his side because Duck had no other proof besides the fact that he Card was friends with people Duck had drama with. And yes, I will admit, I did bring up Card in Duck's server even after this. I only did this because Card is my friend and I usually find myself subconsciously bringing up my friends. And because I was friends with Card, Duck got upset at that, leading to me getting investigated, basically timed out. I will take accountability for the fact I reached out to Duck's friends, who used to be my friends, as well, instead of Duck. And I know that it wasn't the smartest idea ever. I am aware I should have confronted Duck. I was not thinking rationally during this and did pussy out me himself myself. This is not an excuse for the fact I didn't reach out immediately, like how everyone should. This is just the reason why. Anyway, when I finally did DM Duck about this, all he had to reply with was this. Personally, I do not think that's an appropriate response to me apologizing and explaining my side. After this, I sent another message asking if it was because of Card, because I wasn't sure of the reasoning behind this as there were several thoughts running through my head. After that, that was it. We went no contact up until he started mocking my explanation, which I've already brought up earlier. Anyway, to the call out part, remember me saying that I did not want my explanation mocked. They Duck and his friends still did, even after I asked them not to, as it was a boundary. And let me take accountability that I also did break Duck's boundaries by mentioning his name, but I apologized for in the GC, same GC where I set my boundaries about the explanation thing. Furthermore, Duck and his friends kept mentioning me. The person I got these screenshots from will remain anonymous. Even though Duck dislikes me, I don't think it should ever resolve to things like these. Just because I was friends with someone Duck did not like doesn't excuse mocking my experiences with anorexia and my struggles. I also want to address the people Duck himself is friends with. I'm not going to say names, but Duck is friends with a person who jokes about things like rape, self-harm, and others of that bunch. The fact that absolutely no one bats an eye that he hangs around people like this, yet people get pissy at me for being friends with someone that isn't even 1% as bad as them, is something I personally think is unfair. And yes, before they point this out, I'll say it myself. Card does indeed have questionable pairings, but they will never be as bad as what Duck and his circle call humor. Plus, the pairings are literal rage bait. Duck's age shouldn't be able to excuse him being around these type of people. Because if he's able to understand and laugh at these jokes, I think he should be able to differentiate what's right to what's wrong. And clearly he is ignoring both what's right and wrong. Aside from Duck, he also has friends whom purposely use she or her pronouns on me, aka misgendering. I identify as a transmasculine person. A couple months ago I was experimenting what pronouns I use and allowed only close friends to use she or her, and currently, I don't even use it. The person who used she or her on me again, I will not be saying any names, stopped being my friend to the drama. And yet he still used she or her. I want all of you to know he person who misgendered me is a transgender person himself. I think it's ironic how he's using the wrong pronouns for me despite having the same gender identity. And Duck himself is also transgender. Many of the people he's friends with fall under the trans umbrella, actually. And yet they still fail to correct said person who misgendered me. They've literally sent a screenshot of my pronouns before, which is he, him, and refer by name. It's utterly hypocritical. Duck said he's changed and matured, but this is a complete lie. Not too long ago, he's harassed a person and doxed them by spamming their face reveal in the process of harassment, along with making rape jokes. The person I got this information and screenshots from will remain anonymous. The person who was harassed only because they liked the USSR? Yes, liking the USSR and a terrible idea and choice, but Duck and the others who harassed the kid should have lectured them properly instead of doing all that. I forgot to mention earlier the jokes Duck makes, which can be considered as body shaming. My friend Card has been called a fatty by Duck before, and this was a time when he and Duck haven't resolved the drama yet. This made Card uncomfortable, but all Duck could say is, "This is how I interact with everyone." The way Duck behaves around people who he isn't even close with is really concerning. He should someone over doing nothing but talk about Estonia. Yes, they did accidentally say the C slur, but from what I heard they apologized. Duck and his friends mocked this person's ancestors because they were Estonian, but I bet if someone said the same to Duck he'd freak out and get pissy. It just shows how much of a hypocrite Duck is. Anyway, I want to take accountability for my own actions and address anything that is being held against me. UK England Dick Rider. I do not give a single fuck about the United Kingdom nor England. The character, which I actually like and obsess over, is Arthur Kirkland, a Hetalia character. I see him as his own character, which is why I do not refer to him as England. Yes, I've called the UK cute, but that was referring to fan art only. It's honestly embarrassing, I have to address this. G-Simp. That was in the past and I only like the design truly. I've apologized and acknowledged that how I complimented the design was an idiotic choice and I've changed. It was back in August-September. Please let go of it. My past humor, I have changed and is still trying to change. I am aware how I used to act in the past can be taken offensive, but I acknowledge that how I used to act is wrong, unfunny, and terribly pathetic. I am trying to move from this since I know I am not innocent myself. Anyway, I did not make this just to hate on Duck. I made this to call out his behavior, ways, and in an attempt he changes these ways. Please do not attack Duck in any way, since he is still a minor and so am I. Call out posts are meant to help a person change, and that's my exact goal with this. Please do not try and find out who I got this information from, or find out who the anonymous people in this are. This drama is about me and Duck only. I do not want others to get dragged into this. I only want others to change. Thank you.